the report favored the so-called 3 R's of the reform approach. This is something that Amartya Sen wrote very clearly about, the so-called 3 R's of reform, which is first, that we should have redistributive policies that effectively reach the target groups that are originally intended to. The second, that we ought to have policies that cover the multiple constraints. As I mentioned to you, there's many inequalities that exist, and that's the range component, the other R. And lastly, the beneficiaries of these policies must have a say in the design and the implementation of the processes to be active agents of their own development, of their own life, and that's the reason component, the subjective components that I was alluding to before. Those are the 3 R's that we believe in. So we feel that equality is important for effective freedoms, for broadening the options that are available to everyone. Equality is important because it's the cornerstone to have real possibility to choose freely among different life choices. And it is even important for the economy because inequality affects the quality of growth. It makes it harder to reduce poverty. In fact, studies have shown that unequal countries require higher rates of economic growth to diminish poverty. And that economic growth does not suffice. And in the last global report that we just produced, we show that countries that have relatively modest rates of economic growth, but nevertheless have very important investments in social policies, have higher results in terms of human development than countries that grow yearly at 9, 10, 11, 12%. So that's an additional evidence to say it is not enough to have economic growth. But if you have inequality, then even economic growth is going to be difficult if you want to diminish poverty. And finally, it's important for society because evidently greater equality means greater social cohesion and better democratic governance in the end. And if you don't, then you have a situation that I think that is related to of the high criminality. Why such high criminality in this region if it is not linked in a way to the highest levels of inequality in the world? So to finish, this report, I think, attempts to contribute to the national policies, to debates in Latin America. It has had quite an impact in the region. It is a call to break this vicious circle of inequality that goes from generation to generation. And I think the central message is, like I heard a political candidate say here not long ago, yes we can. Yes, we can defeat inequality. It can be done if we implement the adequate policies, and this is, I would say, both an ethical duty as well as a concrete duty that is, again, possible for us and for the future generations. Thank you.